So we bought an MPC Live II. Um, yeah. Shout out Sweetwater Gear Exchange, honestly, because I got this whole thing with the 1 terabyte and the deck saver uh, shipped for like $900. I'm not sponsored by them, obviously, but just a happy customer. So, anyway, I've had this machine for about 3 days. I'm only just kind of getting my feet wet with it, but so far I've been having a lot of fun, honestly. Mainly just playing with the drums. Honestly, I've been having a lot of fun just finger drumming away. Um, but I wanted to take the time to kind of sit down and just talk through and document my process and how I made my first beat, kind of like the pitfalls that I ran into, some of them anyway, and um, yeah, just kind of go over my impressions of the machine. And honestly, coming from the Teenage Engineering 133 EP 133 KO2 and just some light koala sampler beat making. This thing is a crazy upgrade, but a whole lot of fun. So yeah. Okay, and actually, before we get into the process, let's play the beat real quick. So that's what we got so far. It's just a quick little 4 bar loop, actually more of a 2 bar loop. We're gonna throw some variation in there, but yeah, we'll go through kind of how I sampled what I sampled and how we sequenced the drums and the bass. So yeah, I mean, this thing's so much fun. Like I said, I can't get enough. Like mainly the pads and the drum kits. And you can see kind of on the video, which is nice. The different lights are the different kinds of drums. I didn't know, but these are bass, yellows are snares, oranges are hats, and other cymbals, and then blues are the toms. And this is just one of the kits that comes standard, I think, on the MPC. It might be from the person that had it before me, but I'm not sure. I think he wiped it out or they wiped it out, but yeah, this is just the acoustic kick TL Pimp Live kit. So I don't know. I found it on here. Basically, this is all my tracks, and I'm still getting used to the interface. But if I go to my menu and go to my track view, number 1 is my acoustic kit, and then number 2 is what I've recorded my sample to. And I'll talk a little bit about that. And first of all, what the sample is. So if we're on sample 2, it's yeah. So those are probably going to be my intros. Sorry, that's going to play all the way through now. But anyway, this is from uh actually just pulled this from YouTube, but I originally got the idea because I have this Kill Chiba collection, which is a collection of 3 Sunny Chiba movies on DVD that I got for $1, by the way, at Goodwill. So, um, these were all scratched to hell, so I couldn't even play them. It was $1. Spent just for the knowledge and info, but I was able to find the movies for free online, or at least 2 out of 3. I haven't looked up the enforcer yet, but Golgo 13 Assignment Kowloon featuring Sunny Chiba was the most recent movie that I watched from the collection, and it has all 3 of them have great soundtracks. I should know the name of the composer who did the soundtrack for the movie, but I don't. But if you're not familiar with who Sonny Chiba is, uh, he was Hattori Hanzo in the Kill Bill series, and that's late in his career, honestly. Prior to that, he's been in a bunch of Japanese old school cinema film. And Golgo 13, I didn't know, but apparently is the longest running manga series in Japan. It's got more series or more issues than One Piece, even. It's huge. And it's about an assassin, Golgo 13, who has been played by a lot of people, not just Sonny Chiba, but he played. I think he was the Sonny Chiba was the second guy to play him. Um, anyway, this is from the intro of Golgo 13. I went off on a little bit of tangent there, but check out Golgo 13. Check out uh, Sonny Chiba movies. Any Sonny Chiba movie, really. Anyway, I just used my iPad to look up the opening title for Golgo 13 Assignment Kowloon, and thank you YouTube. Uh, I actually just used the same cable that I'm using for recording right now from the MPC to my PC, but I plugged it into the inputs for the MPC, and that's just two quarter jacks connected to a 3.5 millimeter, like a standard headphone jack. And I plugged that right into the iPad. And then I went over to my sampler, which is Shift Mix. Arm that bad boy if I had this plugged in. And don't forget to set your map's length. I think it's like set to 20, but you can set it to whatever you want. I set it to like the full length of the video because I was just gonna chop it up anyway. Hit arm, play the video, record that ish in there, and then once you're done, you're gonna get your sample and you go over to your sample edit. And this is already chopped up. I don't want to do too much because I'm still learning the interface. I don't want to accidentally mess anything up. But you can hear it. The nice thing is like when you have your start and end point chops, I think this is standard on the MPC. It like these will actually play different areas like before or after the sample, so you can like know how to adjust it. And if you lightly touch these Q-Link knobs over here, it'll pull up what they do, and you can adjust like the start and end. Again, I don't want to mess up my samples because I've already chopped them up, but it's pretty dope. I just sampled straight from YouTube to the MPC via the quarter inch, got the sample, chopped it all up. Oh, and when you're chopping and you hit assign, make sure when you hit select type or slice type, it's pad parameters, not the other one, whatever the heck it is. Non-destructive slice. Because non-destructive slice, once you start slicing, I got all the way to like the pad 8, slicing up samples, and then I went back and tried my other ones, and they were all gone because it was messing with the parameters every time that I changed the shit. So I was bummed. But anyway, it allowed me to get my samples right. It's okay. It's fine. Sometimes we do double work because we're moving too fast. I'm learning. Um, anyway, got my samples, put that on track 2. Okay, gonna go to arrange. This is the arranger. And it's pretty dope. I'm running Akai MPC 3.4.2, I think the latest update. And with the arranger, what you can do is pull this up and get your grid view. And honestly, I've just got the 2 sample hits right there. So it's literally just this chop. Twice. Oh, and one thing that wasn't easy, I guess, to find right away, for me at least, coming from the EP 133 to the Live 2, was choke groups or mute groups. So like when I chopped up all my samples and I was like, okay, sweet, I want that to play out, but then I want to hit this, I want that sample to stop playing like it did. That wasn't automatic, and maybe you can make it automatic. Let me know if you can, someone. But what I had to do, honestly, a quick fix for that, and what I like seriously, if there's the way I've been able to, I've had this thing for 3 days, and the way I've been able to navigate this thing is just Google. And honestly, AI like ChatGPT, that shit'll give you the answer right away. It won't give you like a video. You can always combine a video on YouTube, but um, and shout out some creators on YouTube. I'll post who I've been watching. Definitely a big inspiration from John Makes Beats. Shout out Ken Don. Shout out I can't remember Ab McCree. Yeah, there's a list of guys I'll put down below too. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, in the grid view here, and I wanted them choke points, so the choke groups. So what I did was actually go to the mix, go to oh no, I went to menu, then you go to track edit. Yeah, track edit. Go to your track edit page. I think it used to be program edit page. So if you're looking up on Google trying to figure out where this is, program edit is now track edit. And I just made the change it from polyphonic. It was on 16, I think, down to mono. So that's a quick fix. And honestly, it's not perfect because it's not actual choke groups. It's just making it from polyphonic to monophonic. So it'll only play one sound at a time. I think you can actually do it like this with the mute groups and then go pad by pad, but that's a lot of work, so I don't want to do that. All right, so once I got my sample and my drum sample, next was a bass. And I had honestly a pretty hard time choosing a bass sound from like the synthesizer presets, and I wasn't gonna dive into like making those sound good right now. So I literally just looked up lo-fi sample pack on Reddit on Google and found one. I can't remember what it's called now. So let's go to my browser. Places. Air Kit at Ghetto Wrist. So thanks, Ghetto Wrist. There's a bunch of cool stuff on here. I'll try and link that too. I think it was just like I trusted a Google Drive link, so don't always do that, but sometimes it works out. Yeah, and I just picked up one of these. I think it was this one. Here, let's say right here. Eldre Loft Bass. Oh, and then also, I was like, okay, once you got your bass sound that sounds good with it, you kind of just go through and pick one that sounds good. Next, you got to make sure it's in the right key. So you got to go back to your sample and then go to mix, main, sorry. Go to track edit, samples, and it should tell you right here. That's Penny, by the way. Hi, Peter. It should tell you right here. And this one, it says G sharp minor. So perfect. So then what we do, we go back to our bass and we go to I think we can just hit shift 16 level, and that'll bring you up to the pad perform. So once you've got your bass sample loaded onto a pad, you hit shift 16 level, and then I'll bring up your pad perform. And then I've got it set, you can have it chromatic or whatever, but I've got it set to notes, and then you pick your note, G sharp, and then I've got it set to the pentatonic minor. So this is actually way up. And the different banks are the different octaves, essentially. So if you're on bank A, you're starting at the lowest. You can't even hear that, it's so low. Bank B is G sharp 4. But I think I actually want to... I think I was using G. Yeah, I was doing the third. Okay, so go back to main. Let's see, hold on, let's play. that's it. And it was just a super simple bass line, but it's my first beat, so works out. You just have to make something simple, and then you get, you know, the fire. Then you go back to your sample track, and now you can play around with the different chops. Alright, anything's fine. That's what I got for. That's how you sample 1970s Japanese cinema from YouTube to your Akai MPC Live II. Yeah, first beat, pretty fun so far. Honestly, the thing I'm most excited about exploring is just finger drumming. Going from the keyboard keys of the KO2 to soft pads. Just, I mean, finger drumming dream. So, that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace.